Hey investors, it's Dave and it's Deal Day, where each week we look at a new property in a new market to determine if it makes sense as an investment property. We do this so you can build repetition as a new investor, discover new markets, and become a better investor. So we're going to look at Allentown, PA this week. The address is 1138 West Maple Street, Allentown, PA 18102. And we always like to look at the overall market first. It has a population of 785,000 people. It's increased 1.03% over the last year, so that's a good thing. It has job growth of 2.6% in 2022. Unemployment was 4.9%. Average salary in Allentown is $54,553 according to ZipRecruiter. Average sales price is $267,000, up 4.2% from the previous year. Overall, the market has some good characteristics, not great characteristics, but is a growing market. It has strong economics, and this is going to support a little bit of price appreciation. Moving on to the Google Street View test. In one of the first pictures, you can see a bunch of kids hanging out on the porch of the actual subject property. I never like this because you don't know if they're good kids, bad kids, you don't know what the heck's going on, but there's 3 kids there, and it looks like there's a decent amount of trash and stuff at the neighboring properties and some other people that are coming out of near the front porch. Overall, I'm going to give this a fail on the Google Street View. I would feel more comfortable if I was actually driving down the street in my car to really get a feel of, hey, this feels like a good block or this feels like a bad block. But if I'm just using the Google Streets test, I'm gonna give it a fail. But we're still gonna go ahead and go through all the processes to see if it's still a good deal. So moving on to the listing details, this property's listed for $169,000. It was built in 1985. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's 1,443 square feet. It is a townhouse, and looking at the overall pictures, and there's not a ton of pictures on this property, but it looks like it's a 3-level townhouse, and it has some nice characteristics. So it has that nice bump out there at the top. It's got a front porch that you can sit on, so it has some nice characteristics. I'm gonna go ahead and estimate the rehab, even though it looks like it's in pretty good shape, to a light rehab, somewhere around $10 a square foot or $14,000, $15,000. My rehab suggestions would be do a front facelift, maybe put a nice big porch light next to the front door, maybe a nice street number, and maybe get rid of the maroon paint on the bottom, paint it gray. The wood trim on the porch front, maybe paint it all one color so it's more uniform, and maybe give that front door a really nice popping color. We always like to do black, but you give it some nice pop color so it will stick out on the street and show that it's updated. The last thing I'd say is I'd install over-the-range microwave and install hardware on the kitchen cabinets, and if there's room in the budget, I would get rid of the drop ceiling. I hate the look of drop ceiling. I think it looks old and it looks dated, and I think tenants hate it too. Moving on, Zillow suggests that it could rent for $1,794. Looking at the comps, I think that's a bit high. I'd be more conservative and I'd say you'd be able to rent it somewhere around $1,650. And looking at the comparable sales, I think it's listed appropriately. There's some higher sales, there's some lower sales. $169,000 is appropriate. Moving on to the analyzer, which you can download for free. If you look in the description below, the things that I notice are it has negative cash flow. So with a loan, it has negative cash flow. The cash on cash return, or the ROI, is 5.43%, which I don't love. That is super low. Right now you can get 5% in a money market. So I don't think I would want to park my money in this property and get 5% and have to do all the work for it. I don't see a ton of appreciation there because of the market. It's not growing like gangbusters or anything. Overall, I'm going to say the market's okay. You can invest in the market. This property's not for me. I think this property is not investable. I'd channel you over if you really like this market, which is about an hour and a half, 2 hours west of New York. I'd say maybe invest in Philly might be a better market. Thanks for watching our Deal Day video about Allentown, PA. If you like this content and you're a newer investor or just like learning about new markets, if you could give the video a thumbs up to help the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to the channel, we'd greatly appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one.